Hey guys, so we've got through the final, the Harlequins Preston GPT for Manchester, and we have, as always with these sorts of GPTs, Nick already had the buys, they played out the final, we've got some stuff, so the winner is Liam, in a roundabout sort of way. Say hi, Liam.
Hello.
Right, so you were playing green, just green ramp.
I'm going to call it green colourless.
Green colourless, yeah. Okay, so cool. So we'll just go through some very quick parts of the deck. So explosive vegetation does what it says on the tin. And this is renewals, the other one, search for a bunch of lands.
Gain a life.
Gain some life, stabilise against the aggro decks.
Yeah.
Do you like this combo of ramping? Is it better or worse than the old versions?
I like it, particularly in the interactions that the deck has. So if I explosive vegetation, then my other cards, I've got some Sylvian Advocates. They will, on turn 4, get their buff.
Oh, they're massive guys.
Become really massive. And
do you have any manland in there too?
I've got no manlands.
Right.
He's mainly there as like just an early creature, stop early aggro, and obviously with explosive vegetation turn 4, he gets massive. Yeah. And from that, I can go into Reality Smasher, Fort Knot.
Reality Smasher. There it is. For those people who don't know what this ludicrous card is from Oath of the Gatewatch, there's Reality Smasher. He comes out. Do you have one in the main as well, or?
I have 3 in the main.
3 in the main and 1 in the board. So that's the board. Thought Not Seer.
I play a playset.
Playset of Thought Not Seers.
The main idea is to just stabilize mid range and then get to the end game with the Titans and win with them. But obviously, a 4/4 that lets you look at the opponent's hand. Selection. It's just too powerful.
Yeah. It's 4/4 for 4 that also basically rips a card out that's going to interrupt your stuff, so that's good. And then Titans or Eldrazi is the 2 of them. Why 1 of each and not just 2 of 1?
Mainly because of my fear of black decks and infinite obliteration.
Okay.
If I just play Ulamog, they can infinite obliterate Ulamog. Obviously, he can win as he comes down, but if they do have an answer to him, I'm usually out of cards at that point.
Right.
So with the lands, especially with Ugin Sanctum, I can choose instead to bring in Kozilek, give me a fresh hand, and his counters are very good with a deck that can curve. Like I've got the 4 drops, the 2 drops, the 3 drops, the 5 drops, so I've got the counters all there.
That's all. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean Infinite Obliteration's a very popular card. So if you're running just 1, you can't get blown out by no Ulamogs for you.
Yeah.
So that's the main deck funkiness. We like that. And Void Winnower in the sideboard. Why have we got Void Winnower in the sideboard? Or do you just like him?
It's the same reasoning as with Kozilek in the main, a one-off. If they're running Infinite Obliteration, I can bring out more threats. I can take out 1 Ulamog instead of have 1 of each Titan and then the Void Winnower. And certain decks rely completely on even mana costs, I say, especially like blue-white, for example. Like most of their cards are all even. And they can't block with even creatures, can just ruin decks like that.
Yeah. Like, I really love this card when it was printed and I saw it for the first time. I really liked it. It was just like how to confuse your opponent in 1 card. So he comes out of the board. Another Reality Smasher to make the playset. So we'll bring him back because he's awesome and we like him a lot.
Yeah, it's just to make the playset if I want to go more quick against aggro decks. Once he comes down, an aggro deck normally cannot answer him.
Yeah. He's very difficult to get rid of him. And then a new card in the board, Tireless Tracker. I hope the glare isn't terrible on these, but yeah. Yeah,
I especially like this guy in Ramp because he gives you the potential for draw, which Ramp never really had.
Yeah, I love this card in just about every... Like, in an aggro deck, he gives you draw, which you never had. In this kind of deck, he gives you draw, which you never had.
Ludicrous draw. Like, his turn 3, turn 4, exposed to vegetation. That's just 2 clues. Play a land, another clue. That's just free draw. Yeah, it's something Ramp never had.
That is crazy. I mean, and he gets bigger every time you draw a card, which is also just as nuts. So, that's brilliant. That's great. So Eldrazi Ramp, we love that. Thank you, Liam. Right, we're going to drag Nick over now. So that was Liam. Say goodbye, Liam.
Thank you.
And we're going to drag Nick over. Come over, Nick, and say hello. For those people who don't know Nick, who haven't seen him around, I'd be surprised. He gets everywhere, this guy.
Yeah,
he's been playing a long time. Say hello to the camera, Nick.
Oh, hello.
Right, let's have a look what you were playing today, because I think I quite like your deck, because I have a feeling that I built almost the same sort of deck, but everybody keeps buying my cards, so...
Okay.
Start with the main deck, and we'll go from there.
So this is the main deck.
Awesome.
What are the key things?
So primary thing is green-white.
Yes, actually, I'll turn it that
turn
way.
Turn it this way up, and then we can have a look.
And we'll pull people watching who haven't turned their computers upside down. Okay, well, so you probably noticed already that it's green-white. Yeah. And now I started working on this, actually, before the rotation. And thinking was that, well, Rally had traditionally played on green-white decks, and was, and the green-white decks just couldn't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
And of course that was going out of the equation. Also, the other big unknown was how good the mana would be with in the new set. So I thought adjacent colours would mean I could get in lots of, get the lands in untapped, and then also. There we go. There were just plenty of really, really powerful cards. I mean, in particular, I wanted to use the Death Mist Raptor and
the Den Protector.
The Den Protector combo.
That is still really strong.
So yeah, 4 of each, and
all right. So flat 4 of each of those.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of the decks I've seen lists of have been like down to 1 and none of these now. So
that's generally in Bank Company.
That's how they do it. But you're not running Collected Company at all. Right. Okay. Mine did have Collected Company.
Because I thought that actually, by not having Collected Company, I can actually have just better individual cards.
Yep, so, that makes sense.
Lose out slightly on the,
blowout.
Yeah. But here's the other thing as well. If you're playing Collected Company, it would probably be just a little bit less good than Bank Company, and there's no point trying to do a deck that another deck does less well than that other deck.
Makes sense.
So trying to play to my strengths a bit really.
So no Bank Company, but you do have Oath of Nissa.
I do. That's partly because there are no particularly good 1-drops in a sort of aggro mid-range.
What do you think of Traverse the Other one? Because I quite like that, and that does similar. It searches a land up. Do you prefer this to that?
To be completely honest, I hadn't even considered it. Which I don't know if...
right, okay. I just had a look at it, and I quite liked it in this spot, basically. And I like this as well. So without Delirium, it finds you a land. With Delirium, it finds you a creature.
I would very rarely have Delirium in late game, even late game. So actually, being able to find a creature in the...
That makes sense. So it's basically just scry 3, draw 1.
Yeah, because, if I start with a 4-land hand, I probably don't want to, play and get a land if I can avoid it.
True. Dramoka, this is odd. We don't normally see this. Just fat guy, is he? Or can't be countered?
Well, I didn't have... When I first started working on the deck, I didn't have any Archangel Avacins.
We'll just bring that in and then go back to that.
Maybe if I have something slightly bigger, that would be good.
I love this card. I like all the Dragon
It's just a one-of.
Yeah.
It's it just gets around a few different... Well, it's very good against control decks.
Yeah, it can't be countered for a start, and they can't counter your other stuff because they can't cast spells in your turn. So
also in the early testing, I was finding that I wasn't really I wasn't missing too many land drops because I've got 3 Nissa.
Where is she? There she is. We'll dig her out. Vast would see her from Origins.
So I figured, so I wasn't missing a whole lot of land drops.
And with the Oath as well.
Exactly. That's a lot of extra card draw. So I figured I could have quite a hefty top end, and also that's something that company decks can't have. And
so let's move on to the new stuff because everybody loves the new stuff. Because there's also Hangerback Walker in there, Sylvan Advocate, Dramoka's Command, so all that usual stuff. Hidden Dragon Slayer.
Gideon should get mentioned too.
Gideon.
I thought it was
he's a shiny one. Let me get a non-shiny one because I don't know how well the shiny ones show up on the camera. So
I thought my thinking was that. Because most of the lands are coming into play untapped, Gideon is so much better when you're on the front foot.
Yep,
he is. And so it just sort of seemed to be a deck that Gideon was perfect in. And one more key card in the main deck, Dramoka's Command.
Yes, I did see that. That's
it's. I mean, actually, in the final match, being able to use 2 Dramoka's Commands to make Gideon fight and kill everything. That turned the game around. So.
Animating him, make him a guy, and then fight everything.
In that case, in that particular turn, fight twice.
Nice. so +2/+2 and kill 2 spells for 4.
A Reality Smasher and a. What was the other one? The Sylvan Advocate.
Nice.
That's not a bad card.
Yeah, the Sylvan Advocate. We see these a lot. This is a monstrous card. Like 2 mana for a 2/3, and then everything else as well.
And you may have put the Hangerbacks.
Hangerbacks, we saw those.
They're actually in there just to fill out the 2-drop slot.
All right, okay. So they're just a 2-drop for you.
Also, and people, there's plenty of exile effects at the moment. But if people are exiling these, then they're not exiling my Death Mist Raptors. So
that's much better.
That's not so bad,
So we'll go on to the new stuff because everybody loves talking about the new stuff. So Avacyn. I don't think we need to say a lot about Avacyn really because she's just... Did you flip this a lot? That's the first thing I need to ask.
I didn't flip it at all day.
Right, okay. That's surprising. I noticed I've got these in my version. which is nowhere near this complete at all, like I said. But I noticed she's remarkably difficult to flip in this sort of 2 colours. I can't, without a sack outlet. It's just like, but you don't really need her to. She is particularly good on her own.
It's just a little sort of surprise factor, a bit of evasion as well.
Yeah, she can fly Vigilant. And
you may have noticed there's only one.
There is only one in here. Yeah, there is one. Oh, fair enough.
Actually, but I think that's fine.
You can buy some from Harlequins Preston and Blackpool, where we have stock of both. Declaration in Stone. This is absolutely barmy card
it
that
really is.
Everybody is going absolutely nuts for 4 copies of.
Several points today where that card has really saved me, actually. Yep. I took out 3 Thing in the Ice.
Bloody hell. Yeah, that's pretty good.
It was. Yeah,
that's a lot of things.
Also, I think I used it on a Kalitas a couple. I think that happened a few times.
Yeah,
that's obviously a very important card.
Yeah, Kalitas is a monstrous card as well. So that's Declaration of Stone. Again, this card is insane. We can't keep this in stock. It's just everybody just keeps buying it. Now, this is the one I wanted to talk about for 2 reasons. One, I love it, and 2, this just won you the final game of the day by grabbing the Secure the Waste out of your board.
This was from
the board.
My super secret sideboard tech. Not so secret now that it's going on.
No, it's not going on. Hopefully the world will see your sideboard tech, but you
okay, so
you secure for 5.
Vamp, I bring in those.
So the other Nissa, first of all, and then Secure the Waste, which is obviously not a new one.
And of course that means that the thinking behind this, of course, is that obviously making lots of tokens, and then adding to, as well as the Gideons, that means I then have 5 Anthem effects in the deck. So
that's quite good.
So the other person does something that clears the board, and I go, end of turn, loads of tokens everywhere, and then untap, make an Anthem type thing, swing in. Only I did something even better.
Oh, go on.
Where I had a Gideon in play. In fact, it was after I'd used the Numericus commands.
Right.
And nothing else. And so, I think. My opponent, thought he was fairly safe, but then in the end, Secure the Waste for 5. Yes, 5 tokens. Then untap. I play West Vale Abbey. I sacrifice the 5 tokens.
Let me just
transform
flip
Abbey.
Him over into this ludicrously stupid thing.
And in fact, before doing that, I actually pulled out the sleeve just to check that it had haste.
Yeah, you just double check.
Yeah. And then I was able to attack with the Omidal and Gideon Gideon had 2 counters on there from the Dromoka's commands.
Commands earlier.
So
exactly.
So 16 points of
16 damage. He was on 13, so...
But at 13 points just facing a Gideon, he probably thought he was quite safe until that turned
Until this thing happened, but that, I think... definitely made my day when I heard that, and I feel a bit sorry for Liam because I think he looked like he had sort of stabilised a little bit. He'd got rid of all your stuff. You had nothing apart from the Gideon. He was on 13 life.
Sorry to interrupt, but it was a very strange game 3 because I got a really clunky land draw, like with loads of and no early creatures. So he actually ended up being the aggressor early on.
Right.
He had the turn 2 advocate. I had nothing, and then he had Actually, that was all he... Oh, and then he played a bit of Vamp, and I played nothing, and apart from an Oath of Nissa and then a Gideon.
And then Gideon just cleared the board with Dromoka's command and...
he played the Reality Smasher, and then on the same turn, so the turn after I cast Gideon, so it's my turn 5. So turn 4 played Gideon, turn 5 untapped Gideon, 2 Dromoka's commands to kill his 2 creatures, turn 6... nothing, Secure the Waste step,
and then
Omidal, and
that is pretty brutal. Like I love that. This is one of the most flavorful cards. I mean, it's a very good card anyway, but so I like the demons and everything else in the set. But yeah, West Vale Abbey, when I saw that, I was just like, this card's immense.
Yeah.
But this is, I'm going to quickly, there's a Rogue's Passage in the main deck, which was, this has seen some play. Like everybody for ages, this has been printed a few times and never seen any play, but recently it's just been like one-offs in some decks.
Yeah, actually that won me quite a few games today.
Just sneaking through.
I was joking towards the end of the tournament that it's the best card in the format. Nobody expects Passage.
Nobody expects a Rogue's Passage. We've got a Stasis Snare in there, which is pretty staple stuff, and all the way through some more Gideons. Oh, your Gideons are shiny. I'm so jealous.
Two of them.
Two of them are shiny.
If anyone wants to give me more shiny ones, that's
yes. Well, find Nick on Facebook and trade him some shiny Gideons because the deck is almost. But yeah, so there we go. That's Nick. He won by. It's a GPT and Nick had buys and it's confusing, so we'll not go into that. But yeah, please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you all again soon. Take care, guys.